Alright guys, so I gave you my settings video with the update for January, and I wanted to give you guys a how to score video that goes along with it using those settings and some tips and things that I think you should look for as far as scoring currently in this state of NHL. So I'm No Sleeves 12, and this is how to suck less at NHL 19. January scoring. Alright guys, so like always, I don't want to just say, hey, this is how you score, do this every single time, because I don't think that's going to actually make you a better player. What I want to do is help you recognize situations and things to look for, because I think overall that's going to make you a better player, because you're going to run into guys that defend that certain move that you've mastered over and over again, and that's how you're not going to win consistently. You need to learn how to adjust to certain players' play styles and what to look for when they are doing certain things. So let's get into some things that I've noticed over the last few months and what I think that you guys should look for in a grand scheme of actually scoring at NHL 19. So yes, the short side wrister is now super prevalent again, like it was in almost all of the last few games. And I want to explain when you should actually use it, because if you just constantly go for it, it's very easy to defend, especially when you get even an above average player. Everyone does it, so everyone is half decent at least acknowledging that it's coming, and they'll adjust to defend. So here's a situation in which you want to look for when you want to go for the short side wrister. There's really two instances, and here's the first one. So in this play specifically, I knock him off the puck, but watch what he does when he switches players right here. He goes and switches to his defenseman, and instead of attacking me, he's sitting back because there's the potential I go far side. Now, when you see a guy take his defenseman and collapse all the way into the net, all you have to do is wait him out. Sometimes he's going to block it. Honestly, one of the better ways to block a short side wrister is to just play second goalie. But in other instances, if you don't play exactly on the post and you leave a little bit of space, you'll actually screen your goaltender. So here, if you've got a card with even over 85 shot accuracy, this is a very, very easy play and one that's going to go in quite a bit. Here's almost the exact same play I do for him to get a short side wrister. Same thing. I get into a position where I have to either choose pressure the guy or go for the one-timer. I take my defenseman, try and block the one-timer, and he's got a clear path right to my net. So in instances where they clear the slot and give you the opportunity, never go for the one-timer. Honestly, in this current state, the short side wrister is the most effective play when you have time and space in the slot area. Someone had mentioned to me in a prior video a while ago that I should show more stuff of me getting scored on, because at least then it's a perspective that you guys see, because obviously it's not reversed. It looks like what you see when you're playing. One of the better ways to score currently is if you can get someone down behind the net and you're able to come out on your backhand. There's a very easy way to score. It's not really a glitch, but there is a way to get the goalie to come out and he leaves you wide open for this just gimme. Now, it's also extremely easy to block because obviously in this case I get caught chasing, which you should never do, but when you're able to get someone behind the net and there's no one blocking your path in, it's easy to just come right out, and all you have to do is hold backhand and then skate out a little bit, and the goalie will come out. You'll see that, and just turn around and shoot forehand, easy goal. So this one is predicated on your HUT team or your player, as well as in Versus. You need to have like an over 90 overall shot accuracy and power. So that is why I've been super advocating for forwards on defense. For example, Bernie Geoffrion is a great defenseman. He's small, I know, and it's going to sound weird, and a lot of players don't like putting forward on defense. I don't really like it either. I'm kind of like a OCD with it, but I've just come to accept the fact that defensemen in this game currently just do not have very good shots compared to forwards. So if you get a card like Brian Leetch, who just has a cheat code for a slap shot, or Geoffrion, it's very easy to score on a D-to-D one-timer that goes far side, so the side that you're getting the pass from, and it goes in more often than not, and it's something that is just a very, very easy goal currently in NHL 19. Also, would like to point out, if you do not have one of those cards on defense, that's fine. The DDT one-timer works, but you want to instead fire it low off the pads. You just aim straight down. You want to go for a rebound or a tip. It's just, if they don't have a very good shot accuracy on their slap shot, it's going to be one of those like way off into the corner shots that seem to happen when they don't have like over an 80 slap shot, which is a lot of defenders, to be honest. So I know a lot this season I've advocated for using behind the net and not so much overload, but what I've come to realize is that there isn't a one strategy fits all, to be honest, until you're a very, very good player and you have a set game strategy and you master it essentially. So what I want to point out, when to use the overload. If your opponent continually plays his defenseman, the overload is what you would want to do. The reason for it is because eventually he's going to put pressure on you, and when he pulls his defenseman out of the slot, that is when the overload is at its absolute best, because it frees up space inside the slot. When you're using behind the net and they're manually controlling their defenseman, that's when it has kind of a hard time working, because the AI doesn't really go behind the net. When you have a manual player, they will realize that that's all you're trying to do is cycle behind the net, so they'll go and sit there and kind of disrupt that play. That's when it no longer works as well, and when you want to adjust to the overload. This is more of an adjustment thing I want to point out to you guys. There's a few things that you want to take into account in the first few minutes of every game, and one of them is, how is their defensive strategy set? Are they using collapsing? Are they using staggered? Or are they using tight point? Because that is going to tell you a lot. One, it's going to, if they are using collapsing, like this player is right here, look how much time and space I have for the D-to-D one-timer. That is what your primary mode of offense should be. And now what happens is, if more than likely they're going to stay collapsing and they're going to bring a guy out of the slot to start attacking your D, or they're going to switch to tight point, which is what you want, because now they're using a strategy that they didn't plan to use. It's all about adjustments, guys. Like, if someone is doing the same thing over and over again, it blows my mind that people don't switch what they're doing, and drastically, because if it's not working, all you have to lose is you're going to lose. You're still losing. You might catch up. You might try something different and catch them off guard. And this is just a perfect example of noticing it very early on, how to attack a player. On the topic of adjustments, if you're getting ice tilted where you are dominating someone but you can't get a goal, or you're playing someone much better than you, what I recommend is to start firing shots low and far side. And the reason for it is either they're going to go 5-hole or they're going to give you a juicy rebound. And I'm talking from everywhere. It's something that a lot of players don't do. They'll just keep doing the same overload strategy, or curl in the corner trying to get a short side wrister against a good player who knows it like the back of his hand on how to stop it. So it's crazy to me that when ice tilt's happening, and you could feel it, like, you've pumped 40 shots on a guy, they're all great scoring chances, and the desperation saves are coming out like nobody's business, just start firing anything, because in this game there's a lot of shots that go in that maybe shouldn't go in, but one of the more common ones I see is the shot along the ice, and again, you just aim at the bottom, aim for the 5-hole, and just start ripping clappers from legit anywhere. Let's talk breaking the 1-4 when you have a guy who's just hard trapping at the blue line. A very easy way to start doing it is to just rip a clapper along the boards and switch to the far side winger by holding R2 and hitting the right thumbstick to the right. You're going to more often than not catch him first, and the reason for it is because the 1-4's main flaw is that they kind of stop at the blue line, so with speed, it's very, very easy to get the puck. So guys, that does it for my how to score video in January. I like doing these little updates throughout the season because things change. I learned some stuff, and I just want to get it out to you guys to see if I can't help you break that plateau, maybe get you to Div 1 and whatnot. So let me know if any of this works, what doesn't work in the comment section below. And if you did like the video, please leave me a subscribe. I'd appreciate it. Thanks, guys. See you later.